Hey everyone, let's talk about finding a great dog trainer right here in Brooksville, Florida.
Okay, so here's what we're going to cover. We'll look at some cool local spots, get into the nitty-gritty of training methods, figure out how to pick the right trainer, talk about what it costs, and then wrap up with where you can practice those new skills around town.
First up, let's chat about what it's like living with a dog here in the Brooksville area and all the opportunities we have.
So think about all the great places we have around here. You've got the historic downtown, Tom Varn Park, the Withlacoochee State Trail. I mean, these are fantastic spots. And really, good training is what makes you feel confident taking your dog to these places, making every trip way more enjoyable.
At the end of the day, it's all about getting your dog ready for real life here in Hernando County. You know, from a peaceful walk in your neighborhood to navigating busier spots without any stress.
All right, let's get into the different training approaches. It's really helpful to know what to look for and, just as important, what to avoid.
So the method you'll hear about most, and for good reason, is positive reinforcement. It's pretty simple, really. It's all about using rewards, like a treat or some praise, to show your dog they're doing the right thing. And this is a big one. When you look at reward-based training versus methods that use fear or pain, the difference is huge. Reward-based methods, they build trust. They create behaviors that actually stick. On the other hand, using intimidation or physical corrections can often make dogs more anxious or fearful, and the results just don't last. It's really about building that partnership with your dog.
Okay, you might see a bunch of letters after a trainer's name. What do they mean? Well, they're actually pretty important. Things like CPDT-KA or KPA-CTP, they tell you that a trainer has actually studied, passed tests, and is committed to using modern ethical methods. You know, a CPDT-KA is fantastic for general manners and obedience. But if you're dealing with something more serious, like deep-seated fear, you'd want to look for someone with credentials like IABC-CBDC.
Okay, so you've found a trainer who looks promising. Now what? How do you figure out if they're the right person for you and your dog?
This might seem like a long checklist, but it's really just about having a good, thorough conversation. You'll definitely want to ask about their methods and credentials, of course, but also ask them how they plan to make the training work specifically for your dog's personality and your goals. You're looking for a custom fit, not a one-size-fits-all approach.
Here's a great question to have in your back pocket. How will you customize the training program for my dog's specific needs and our Brooksville lifestyle? A good trainer will be able to give you a clear answer that connects what they do to your actual everyday life here.
Next up, let's talk about the different training formats and what you can expect to pay around here.
All right, this table gives you a pretty good ballpark for what training costs in the Brooksville and Hernando County area. As you can see, puppy or obedience group classes are usually the most budget-friendly option, running somewhere between $140 and $280 for a multi-week course. Private lessons give you that one-on-one attention, and they typically cost between $100 and $175 a session. Then you've got board and trains, which are a much bigger financial commitment for really intensive work.
So, which one is right for you? Well, group classes are awesome for teaching your dog to focus around other dogs and people. Private lessons? They're perfect for tackling specific issues right where they happen, like at home or in your neighborhood. And then you have things like day training or board and train for when you need more intensive help or are short on time.
Now, this is so important. The training doesn't stop when the session ends. It's all about putting those new skills to work out in the real world.
So, the question is, where can you go around town to practice things like leash skills and obedience?
And we have some great options. For example, the dog park at Tom Varn Park is a fantastic, safe place to practice off-leash recalls since it's all fenced in. The Withlacoochee State Trail is absolutely perfect for working on that loose leash walking, especially with distractions like bikes and joggers going by. And Linda Peterson Park has nice open spaces for practicing obedience with just a few distractions around.
And just a quick but really important reminder about our local rules here in Brooksville. Dogs have to be on a leash in all public areas, unless you're in a designated off-leash park.
You know, when it comes down to it, a well-trained dog isn't just easier for you. It makes you a great neighbor and lets you enjoy everything Brooksville has to offer together. All this effort really does pay off for you, for your dog, and for everyone in our community. I wish you the best of luck on your training journey. Before you know it, you'll be having more relaxed walks, calmer cratings with neighbors, and just a really wonderful partnership with your dog.